Hi. What's your biggest budgeting tip that you have? Do you have one?
Live with your parents.
Yeah, live with your parents. Decrease your expenses, folks. Live with your parents as long as you can. That's a huge one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is Tanisha. If you guys are new here, welcome. I would love if you guys would hit that subscribe button down below and join our little family here. So today we're going to talk about something that is super important to me, and I think that is an important topic to talk about overall, and that is money, budgeting, and saving. All has to do with keeping your finances in order. So at the beginning of the year, I set a savings goal to hit $10,000, and as of last week, thank God, I hit that goal 6 months early. And I wanted to share all of my tips and tricks with you guys on how to budget, how to save money, and how to get your coins in your bank account in order. So like I said, in the beginning of the year, I set a goal to save $10,000 in 2020. And I did that in 7 months, you guys. 7 months. Like, that is insane. So I really wanted to share all of my tips with you guys on how you can hit your savings goals for the year and make sure you have a good little cushion to put your mind at ease or maybe save for a rainy day. The first thing that I did was track my expenses. The way that you track your expenses is making a budget. I know you don't like to use the word budget. It makes you feel like you don't have money. It makes you feel like you can't have fun and you can't do things. But the way that I look at budgets is helps me make sure that I'm spending money where I want to be spending it. I am a girl that loves fashion. You guys know that. I love fashion, I love makeup, I love skincare. And before I started tracking my expenses, I would just spend my money any which way I wanted to. I didn't really have a budget. I didn't really have like an allocated amount of money that I said, I'm only gonna spend this much on this category. It didn't exist. It was like a free-for-all. I was spending what I wanted, when I wanted, on whatever I wanted. And that had to change quickly. When you start actually tracking your expenses by making a budget, you're able to see where your money is going. And when you shop a lot, like I used to do, you really don't realize how many of those little purchases can really add up. Spending $10 here, getting a coffee with a friend here, going for a drink on Friday night. Things add up so quickly. At the end of the month, you won't even know where your money went. If you're tracking your expenses and really making sure you're sticking to a set amount of money, you are going to have so much more money, and you're gonna realize, whoa, what the hell was I spending my money on? Another thing that comes with tracking your expenses is realizing that you may need to either decrease your expenses and spend less, or you need to increase your income and make more. If you're not willing to change your lifestyle or not shop as much, you're gonna need to make more money. That's just plain and simple. You're gonna need to have more money coming in so that you're able to save for things that you really want. If you are willing to change your lifestyle, definitely try to decrease your expenses. Don't spend on unnecessary things like going to the nail salon every 2 weeks. I bought a gel nail kit from Amazon, and although I have not done my nails once during quarantine, it's been a game changer because I don't have to go to the nail salon and get a new fresh gel nail set every 2 weeks. I can do it myself, and it saves you so much money. There's a lot of different like beauty maintenance services that we really just don't need. Getting your eyebrows done, getting a wax, doing your nails. All of those services really add up, and when you become like almost high maintenance in that sense where you always need to upkeep either eyelash extensions or getting your eyebrows done, those things add up, and that just makes an extra bill for yourself that is not absolutely necessary. Stick with the absolutely necessaries, pay your bills, make sure your gas is on, make sure your lights are on, and then if you have extra money and you really feel like, okay, I want this one service done, stick to one service. You can't have it all, baby girl, especially when we're not making that much money. Let's not act like we have a 6-figure income when we're not making 6 figures. Let's spend below our means, and that's the only way that you're gonna have excess income to actually save towards things that are meaningful and you really want out of life. So let's say you're not willing to change your lifestyle and you're not willing to forego the nail salon trips. That is like an absolute must for you. Get a side hustle, and this is something that has really helped me. I have nannied all throughout college when I was in college, and I still did it actually up until probably the quarantine started. I would still nanny once a week and just make a little bit of side income. That will pay for your nail salon trip, and that way you don't have to use your steady 9-to-5 paycheck on a service like getting your nails done or getting your eyelashes done. Find whatever it is that you can do on the side, whether it's you're really good at art or you can nanny, do tie-dye. I did tie-dye a couple months ago when it was getting popular, and I made like 200 bucks from just posting it on Instagram and selling it to a bunch of my friends. Make a little bit more money, and you can either use it on services that you're not willing to let go, or you can use it as extra income to save and put towards something that you actually want. Okay, next tip that I have is make sure you find someone to hold you accountable. I know it can be really hard when you're first starting off your budget. First 3 months that I started, I was completely off. I was overspending in like certain categories. I just like was not sticking to the budget. Don't give up, like that is gonna happen. It's okay if you are overspending a little bit. It's gonna be hard to mentally get used to having a budget because you haven't had one. I really found that being open and having Tyler hold me accountable was huge. Growing up, my mom always taught me to be super independent. As I grew up and as I grew into an adult, I found it really hard to be open about things like money and personal things like that. I always wanted to have that like pride and independence and say, no, I can do it on my own. Being open to Tyler and letting him know about my money situation and having him hold me accountable was like huge for me. It was a huge step, but it was, I think, one of the biggest things that helped me out because he was there to check me in instances where I was like, is this dress cute? Like, should I get it? And he's like, is that in your budget? Do you need it? Having someone there that is kind of like that outward voice in your head. I know we all have that voice in our head that is like, don't buy it, don't buy it. We don't listen, we buy it anyways. Having an actual real voice that is like speaking to you and helping you stick to your goals is gonna be huge. We can't all do everything by ourselves. That is something that I have been learning as growing and becoming more of a woman and an adult. We can't do it all. We want to do it all and we want to be a superwoman and a boss. Yes, we can be those things, but superheroes also need help. They have a sidekick. They have someone that is in their corner helping them out. Make sure that you're open with whether it's your parents, your boyfriend, a friend, anyone that can just really hold you accountable and make sure you're sticking to your goals. You're gonna feel really empowered that you're sticking to your guns and that you also have someone that is in your corner cheering you on. The third thing that I would tell you guys is to make SMART goals. Now, I know we've heard about this in our classes, at work, and I have like a little graphic that I'm just gonna reference, but if you've never heard of a SMART goal, basically what it is an acronym to make sure that your goals are structured in a way to get you the best possible result the best way. S stands for specific. You want your goal to actually be specific. In this topic of saving money, we don't want to just say, I want to save money. Let's make that specific and say, I want to save money for a car, or I want to save money to have money in the bank for an emergency. Whatever it is, make it specific and make it pinpoint that goal. Don't just like have it out here. Pinpoint. Next letter is M. We want to make that goal measurable. So how are you going to measure success? In this instance, I am going to save $25 every week for the next 5 months to reach my goal of $10,000. That's measurable. So every week I can check in. Did I save that $25? If I didn't, then okay, I need to step it up. I need to change something. If I did, great. I'm doing good. I am like on it. Next letter is A, and it can stand for attainable, achievable, and all of those are totally fine. But this is basically just set up to make sure that your goal is actually something that you can hit. Don't want to say that we're going to save $1,000 a month because let's be real, most of us don't have $1,000 extra lying around to save. Starting off small is really going to not overwhelm you also. If you start with $10, that's something completely fine and that's a doable number. We can skip the coffee 1 week, we can skip the drink. $10, we can totally put that away. $1,000, that may be hard. You may not be able to like make rent. That's a lot of money. So this is just to make sure that you can actually reach that goal and it is realistic for you. And that brings us to the next letter, which is R. Realistic. Is this goal actually realistic? Can I save $10,000 in a year? Totally. If I really put my mind to it, I can really do it. Now, if I say I want to save $10,000 in a week or a month, I don't even make that much money, so that's not a realistic goal. Just be honest with yourself, really assess your situation. I know everyone's money situation, especially right now, is totally different. My situation may be completely different than yours. Whatever situation you're in, I completely understand that we're not all the same, but really assess your own situation and make sure that it's realistic for you. If you can save $1 each week, do that dollar. If you can save 100, 200, do whatever that you realistically can do and stick to that. The most important thing is stick to the goal. The last letter in this is T, so timely, making sure that you are putting a time frame on this goal and you're holding yourself accountable. We don't want to say, I'm going to save $10,000 in 5 years. You're not going to hold yourself accountable. You're not going to say maybe this whole year because you know, okay, I have 4 more years left. Put some pressure almost on that goal to make sure that, not hard in the sense that you can't do it, but it's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, a year, $10,000, that's a lot of money, but you know what? I can do it if I really stick my mind to it. So next tip that I have for you guys is set an intention for your goal. I know in my circumstance specifically, I really wanted to save for two things. I wanted to have an emergency fund set up, and then I also wanted to save for a car. Obviously, with the midst of everything that's going on right now in the world, I really wanted to set myself up to have a little bit of a cushion and just be comfortable with what my bank account looked like. If God forbid anything happened to my job or anything just in general, I wanted to have almost like a security net, security blanket of a good cushion of money that I could fall back on if I needed. I have a 2002 Dodge Neon. Car is super old, I've had it forever, and I just know that I'm gonna need a new car soon. So I really wanted to start saving for that. These are two specific goals that I'm saving for, and I knew that I wanted to, you know, put my all to. Really having something specific that you're saving for, whether it's a car, whether it's an emergency fund, whether it's a house, a new apartment because you want to move out, a vacation, something like that. You know, it's gonna be coming up soon, and that puts time pressure on it. Having an intention for your savings, you're so much more likely to save. If you're just mindlessly saving, it's a little bit harder because you don't really have like a clear vision on what that money is going towards. When you have a vacation or a car or a house, you're more motivated to actually do it. So the next and biggest tip that I have for you guys is automatic withdrawals. I know this is like a basic tip, but it is huge. Like, huge. I have talked about this app before. It's not sponsored, by the way. I give a lot of credit to this app for really like jump starting my savings. It's called Qapital if you haven't heard of it. It's basically connected to your debit card, and you set up little rules like say $1 a week for a year, and each week it goes up. So first week is $1, second week is $2, and so on. And I did that for a whole year. I set little rules. Weather is above 70 degrees, save $1. If I go to Trader Joe's, save $5. Set up rules where you round up your purchases. So if I spend $16.50 on a top at Forever 21, it'll save 50 cents. It was completely mindless. And that's the greatest thing about automatic transfers is they're mindless. You don't have to think about it. They automatically happen. They're really gonna have your back when it comes to saving without having to think about it. Set up automatic withdrawals from your bank account whenever you get paid. You're paying yourself first, which is the biggest thing. You always want to pay yourself first. Always paying all these bills to everyone else. You want to make sure you have your back, and automatically always just stashing away a few dollars or however much you can save just to make sure you're good and you're covered. The next biggest thing that really helped me reach this $10,000 is seeing a lot of the lump sum payments that I have. When I say lump sum, I mean your bonus check, your tax returns, stimulus checks if you guys were lucky enough to get one. I know the situation is like different for everyone. Those are the biggest things that really like help me put big chunks of money away. Every year, my company, most companies do a bonus check around like Christmas time. So I really used that entire bonus check, and I literally went transfer and literally dumped it in my savings account. There's something about saving money that is like so really exciting when you start to see it grow and grow and grow. That kind of builds the momentum. When you have a lump sum and you dump it in there, it's gonna build that momentum of you wanting to save more, and you're gonna be okay with denying your friends of going out. You're gonna be okay with not having that, like it's just gonna like change your mindset almost and make you really happy and really excited to put more money in that saving. If you have a tax return, or if you have a stimulus check and you're able to forego that money and not have to use it for bills, obviously pay your bills if you have to, but if you're able to take that money and just put it into a savings, it'd be the biggest like almost ego booster for you and really help pump up your savings and help you reach your money goals so much faster. The last thing that I would tell you guys is to celebrate your small victories and reward yourself. I know saving can be a lot of work. It takes so much mental discipline, a lot of time and effort and tracking to really make sure that you're making and reaching your goal. But you also have to make sure to enjoy what you're saving and really reward yourself. You save $1,000 or you save X amount of money. That's more than you've ever saved. Go out for dinner, buy that top, buy that pair of shoes, buy those earrings. Don't go crazy and don't go overboard, but really set a goal and say, okay, if I save $1,000, I am gonna go out to dinner, or I am going to buy that top that I've been wanting forever. Just reward yourself. Revel in the fact that you even saved that much and you're even on this journey. I know we all bust our asses, so it's really just important to enjoy what you work hard for. Yes, we want to save it for the future and for specific reasons, but we also need to enjoy it. Life is short and we need to enjoy our hard work, just plain and simple. All right, so those are all of the tips that I have when it comes to saving money and how I personally saved $10,000 in 7 months. It was a lot of hard work that I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. It really took a lot of discipline to make sure that I cut my shopping addiction, set specific goals, and only rewarded myself when I hit those goals. I know you guys can do it too. Whatever you're saving for, just keep going, keep at it, stay driven and focused on your goal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already. If you want more content from me, I make everything under the sun: fashion, beauty, skincare, lifestyle, recipes, everything. So I would love if you guys would subscribe and stick around. That's it for this one. I will see you guys in the next video.